Bella was studying to be a psychiatrist. One day, she happened to visit a clinic for people dealing with psychological issues, together with her teacher. While the teacher was off to the side, tending his business, Bella was invited to wait for him in the art room, which was empty at the time. Walking in, she looked with interest at everything around her. The figures the patients made, the drawings on easels, the large piano in the corner. Suddenly, a young man entered the room, talking loudly to himself. He threw a quick glance at Bella and headed straight for the corner with the piano. Stopping at the window, he continued to speak, but now softly, laughing and gesticulating. Bella assumed it was a patient and cautiously crouched on a bench nearby to observe him. She listened to the other's indecipherable, incoherent speech and found clear signs of madness in his voice, his posture, and the waving of his arms. After a while, the young man felt quiet. He opened the piano and started poking randomly at the keys, and once climbing under the key lid. Bella found the sounds disgusting. She also felt afraid, not for herself, but for the instrument, sensing the young man would break it. She rose to her feet to leave the room and to find someone from the clinic staff, but then sat down in indecision before rising again. But then the stranger stepped back from the piano. He marched to the window and, squinting strangely at his roommate, started making some passes with his hands and sniffing strangely. A worried feeling swept over Bella. She found herself facing a violent patient. Who knew what he would do in the next second? Suddenly, one of the orderlies entered the room. When he saw the young man, he stopped and asked, "Oh, Mike, are you busy with your breathing techniques?" "Sorry, didn't mean to disturb you." "I'm done now," the young man replied, quite normally, turning to the orderly. "I need to do them strictly by the hour to get my lungs in order after my illness." Then the orderly nodded at the piano and asked if there was so much work to be done with it, to which the young man replied that he had already set it up. It was just nonsense. When Mike turned to the instrument, Bella noticed the headset sticking out of the young man's ear and was terribly embarrassed. She thought the piano tuner was crazy, just talking to someone on the phone and doing breathing exercises. At this point, Michael leaned over to the orderly's ear and anxiously asked whether it was normal for a patient to move around the clinic unattended. Bella's confusion was replaced by indignation. "I'm a visitor, not a patient," she protested. He blushed. "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. But I know where I am. I saw a girl looking at me strangely, jumping up, sitting down, jumping up. It seemed strange to me." Bella was terribly annoyed. Not only was she a future doctor, unable to tell the difference between a healthy person and a patient, but she herself was considered insane. Hasty conclusions too often turn out to be false and put one in a foolish position.